Because what disturbs our inner calm is our unpleasant feelings. If you check, when your mind isn't feeling calm, it's because within our mind there is unpleasant feelings. There's stuff going on in there that feels really, really unpleasant, and it creates like a chaos. So what Buddha taught is that it is possible to live in a world that is completely chaotic, but we can be a calm centre. So a bit like, the centre of a storm. So you've got the storm that's chaotic, the eye of a hurricane, but it's apparently in the centre of a hurricane is very still. So we can become like that, but it doesn't just happen naturally. We won't suddenly wake up. I think we tend to think that the development of our internal world or our inner peace will suddenly just happen through life experiences. Suddenly we'll just think, oh yes, now I can manage this and I can manage that and I'm much more peaceful and calm. But actually, the longer you live and the older you get, you realise that is not going to happen. You're not going to just have this aha moment. You've got to work on it. We've got to work on it. What we tend to do is we spend a lot of our energy and our efforts and everything on our external world, because that's where we feel that it's important. So we're continuously trying to, wherever we are in our life cycle, whether we're looking after our kids, whether we're in education, whether we're looking for partners, whether we're going through sickness, aging, whether we're going through looking after our elderly parents, whatever's going on in our life, we're always focusing externally. How can I make my life easier? How can I make other people's lives easier? By changing external things. So this external focusing, it's beneficial in that we do good things and we help people and we do what we need to do in order to fund our lives and provide a living, etc. But it will never give rise to the peace and happiness and calm that we want, because it is impossible, completely impossible, to make our external world calm all the time. Like we've been trying. There's all these people in this room, and we've been trying, haven't we, for as long as we've lived, to sort out our world, in whatever way we do that, whether we're very political or whether we're very practical people, or whether we're very connected with all sorts of organisations, or whatever it is, whether we're just doing our daily thing, we're trying all the time, continuously, to make our world better in some way so that it's easier and that we can be happier. And all our energy's going out there. But what happens is we're exhausted because all our energy's going out there. And yet occasionally we have wonderful moments in our world. Those times where things do come together. It's like a synchronicity, and it's like, oh, that's lovely, But generally, most of us are quite glad to get into bed, aren't we? Because, oh, thank gosh, and not so keen to wake up in the morning because we know we're on the treadmill again, So why we can't make our external world function in the way that we want it to. Okay? And this is quite a hard thing to accept. It is a hard thing to accept, but do we know anybody who has managed to do that? Anywhere, ever? It wouldn't matter who came into this room at this time and we said to them, is everything working for you in your life the way you want it to? And everybody would have some issues about something or other. So we can't make a perfect place externally. So learning to be calm, one of the first things is accepting that our world is going to be challenging. And that isn't because we're rubbish, and it isn't because we get everything wrong, and it isn't because we don't do our best, etc., etc. It's the nature of human life that it produces problems. It's just completely normal. So if we think about that, that actually does allow us to relax a little bit, because, okay, it's normal. I have problems in my life, so does everybody else. It's normal. This idea that there is a perfect world out there somewhere is a myth.